Okay, new antenna day today. It's antenna testing time. I've just been sent from Greg Z01 GUD a new antenna that he's got available on his website, thehamshack.co.nz, and it's a linked dipole, and I'm out here to just sort of give it a first test. Now, this won't be probably the most comprehensive kind of test because it's a midweek day, and I unlikely to sort of be making any contacts today. But what I thought I'd do is I'd stick it up on the mast and then use an antenna analyzer across it just to get an idea about what it's resonant on and how that's been set up. So it arrives in this box, and this is a linked dipole for 80 meters, so I think it's going to do 80, 40, some instructions here. This should do 80 to 10, so 80, 40, 20, 15 and 10, and he's got some guides here telling you which links need to be undone for which part. So with it completely all connected, because you have these little connectors here, you can see just there. So with all connected, we should have 80 meters. If we undo the first connector, the one closest to the insulator, we'll have 40 meters, and so on and so on. So we'll stick it up on the mast, and we'll run through it now. It's got a balun here, and this is obviously the other part, and the other stuff is unrelated. But the other thing that he's done in this case, because he asked me what length I wanted, is that, and he was unsure where on the 80 meter band I wanted it resonant, he hasn't completed it. So if you were to get one, he would have done this for you. So he's given me the ability to change the length slightly of this if I need to. So I've got the main track mast here at my usual antenna testing location. We'll stick it up. We'll look at it on 10 meters first and see where it's resonant. And then once we've done the whole lot, we'll probably put it on 40 and 80 or 20 and have a listen with the radio. So let me get it hoisted up. Okay, I'm going to have to admit to something. This is actually a different day. I went to do the testing yesterday, and the wind came up, and I was trying to attach the antenna to the mast, and to be honest, I felt it was probably a bit heavy. I mean, this is the 80 meter one, and the weight itself on the 10 meter mast I had was more than I felt immediately comfortable with. So I've gone and thrown it up in the tree. And just checking, it's still there. Because it's going to support the weight better, it's going to give me some height, and it was a better solution. Not so windy today, same location though. So I've got it, a little bit hard to see. You can see the string here holding up the balun, which is up the top there. I got one leg running down over to the chicken house over here, and the other down over that side. So the other thing I've got here is the RigExpert. So let's have a look. So what we'll do is we'll do each band, and let's do it sensibly. We'll start with the 80 meters and then work our way down. Makes more sense than doing it the other way. So let's have a look. So this is checking. Can we see? Might be able to see on here. Looking at the on the RigExpert on 80 meters, this is showing that minimum of 1.05 at 3650. That's kind of bang in the middle. that's great for us. So it goes up to 3 at the end. I mean, the 80 meter band is a big band, so towards the beginning and the end, you might want to use the tuner a little bit at around 3. So it's no higher than 3 across, but a minimum of 1.05 at 3650. We could adjust the length and move that around a little bit. There's enough. Greg's left us enough wire for us to move it in either direction. So that's good. So what I'll do now is I will just lower it, and we'll undo the link and try the 40 meter one. So we can see the wire here, and we can see this is the little S clip. So this wire from this clip onwards down here towards the chicken coop in this case is what's required for the 80 meter element. Now if we undo this bullet connector here like that, we've broken then the connection to the 80 meter element, and we've just left with the 40 and the others that you can kind of see up there. So we've done this end, we'll go down and do the other end, but of course we don't need to adjust anything. It's still going to be the same connection at the end because the total wire length will be the same. It's just we're not using all of it. Let's go do the other one. Alright, so this is the other one. We'll undo this. So this means that we've disconnected fully the 80 meter length. We'll hoist it back up, and we'll hoist it back up, and we'll see what we get on 40 meters. Okay, so looking at the 40 meter band, so we're under 3 for the entire band. The minimum is 1.19 at 7305, so that's right at the top of the band. That's probably not quite so fantastic for what I would want, but let's have a look here. Yeah, SWR. So yeah, we'll move on to the others, and so what we're going to do for each one is we're just going to drop the antenna down, pull out those links, and then hoist it back up, and then measure again. So yeah, 1.19 at 7305 on 40 meters. So 20 meters. I'm not sure if we're really going to see this very well. I think I'm probably dreaming if that's going to work. Minimum of 1.17 at 14415. Now that's not, I mean, under 2 for the entire band. So that's not terrible at all, because remember the Pota type frequency on 20 meters is around 14310. So that's actually going to be quite good. So good on 80. Under 2 on 40, and it's going to probably be, let's have a look if we change this function, and I change this to 310. Let's go okay. It's going to be about 1.36 on 20 meters. So that's good as well. Drop it again. Let's look at this will be 15 meters will be the next one. Okay, so just in the measurements for 15 meters, 1.06 at 21,450. So top end of the band. Again, actually, 15 meters is I guess relatively wide, and the entire thing is 1.5 or less. And the Pota frequencies for 50 meters are at the top end of the band anyway. So again, that's good for that. So right. So the last one we got to do is 10 meters. We'll drop it down and we'll do the 10 meter one, and then we'll have done the lot. Fantastic, eh? Beautiful. The beauty of multi-band or linked dipoles. You can change the frequency and get resonance across all of it. Now, I mean, even under 2, 1.9 on the on 70-90 for 40 meters. I mean, that's that's perfectly workable. So you know, 80's been good, 40's good. They're all good so far. So nice work, Greg. Let's at least get this check this last one. Right, so this is the last link we're gonna take off. I'm gonna try and do this without. Oh look, how about that? I thought that was going to be a disaster. Trying to hold the wire so it doesn't go. And this is the last one for this. These S clips are pretty good. I've used a similar thing on some of my own designs. It's yeah, they're a nice option. So look, that's the last two done, and now we'll pull it up and check 10 meters. Right, so finally 10 meters. Whole band is under 2, which is good. Minimum is 1.07 at 29.030. And on the Pota frequency, which on 10 meters is around 28.3650, it's 1.58. So again, perfectly usable. You know, that's really pretty good. So drop the book. That's the whole thing. So resonant, or certainly resonant enough on all the frequencies that we would want to use. If there was one that's perhaps I was a little bit unsure about, it would be the 40 meter one, I guess, mainly because that's where I spend most of my time. But like, you know, really very useful on 80. You might need a tuner at the top end of 80, or, you know, either end. But the 20's great, 15's great, 10's great. Overall, very good. Now you might wonder, how high have we got it at the moment? Well, I don't know for sure, but I do know that this length of coax I've got is probably just over 10 meters. So, and we're pretty much at the end of that. So we've probably got the antenna in this test about at least 10 meters off the ground, the center, the balun anyway. And each end is probably 170, maybe 170 centimeters, 1.7 meters. Yeah, I'm going to drop it down. I'm going to probably plug in the 40 meter one again. So I got to plug in each of those links. So I got to plug in the 10 and the 15 and the 20 and the 40. So the only one we'll have unplugged is the 80 meter length. And then I'll probably grab the radio and we'll see if we can hear anything. Now, this probably shows you. I plugged in the G90. This shows you, I guess, how different systems read things differently. I'm just running I've turned off the tuner on the G90 and I'm looking at the SWR. You know, you can get the G90 to show you the SWR, and I'm not sure. Yeah, the light's not fantastic. The whole thing, it says, is under 1. So as far as the G90 is concerned, with the way it measures, the entire 40 meter band is under 1. Now the RigExpert shows that the whole 40 meter band is under 3, but yeah, like 70-90 would be 1.92. So yeah, different things. Who's telling the truth? Oh, who knows? And it probably doesn't really matter. As long as the radio thinks it's happy, that's probably good enough for me. So I'm going to have a listen around, and we might perhaps connect to the QESDR somewhere. Actually, Stuart's actually doing an activation, so we'll see if we can get him.
We just thought we'd have a cup of tea, and it's a nice spot, so why not try it anyway? So that's good. Thanks very much.
Good on you, mate. We'll enjoy that cuppa, and we'll get you
Yeah, cheers, Jay. 73. 54 is a Brayshaw Park QSL. QSL the 54, I'm getting you 5 by 7, 57.
Yeah, he's 56 to us.
QSL the 57 just came up to a 5 by 6, 56. Great to catch you again. Hope you enjoyed that cup of tea. Thanks for being out there, 73. Yeah, cheers, Nick. Take care, mate. ZL1 Tango Mike. Andre, good afternoon.
5-7.
Good afternoon, Stuart. You're 5 Xiegu. Yeah, cheers, mate. 73. CQ, ZL2 Sierra Tango Romeo calling CQ from Portage Recreational Reserve. Zulu Lima Papa, Mike Bravo 0180. L2 SDR calling and standing by.
ZL2BHF, Stuart, ZL2BHF.
ZL2 November Echo Bravo.
Okay, I've got two there, ZL2BHF, ZL2NEB. I'll take you first, Jim. ZL2BHF.
ZL2STR, ZL2BHF, 55, Stuart, you're 55 with QSB, over.
QSL the 55, Jim. I'll give you a 5/7, 5/7, over.
Roger, 5/7, Stuart, thank you very much. 73, safe travels, we'll talk to you on VHF. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, Jim. Thanks very much for listening. ZL2NEB. Nick, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Stuart. I was actually just testing a new antenna that someone had lent me and turned it on. You're there. So you're 5/7 into Rarangi, over.
QSL the 57, you're 59 plus. Beautiful signal.
Okay, this is 20 watts for the G90. Did you get to the lighthouse in the end, or are you still on the way to that, over?
We're just having a cup of tea here at the Pota Direct Reserve and recharge the batteries, and we're away again, over.
Oh, well, enjoy the cup of tea. I got a Linked Dipole sent to me by Greg, ZL1GUD, and I was just trying that, checking that out on the meter, and thought I'd actually then plug in the radio and do something. So this is the first contact on that. But yeah, have a great time coming back, and I'll catch up with you again.
Yeah, cheers, Nick. Thanks for being there. The antenna's working well. ZL2NEB from ZL2STR, 73.
73.
And you're 58 up to
One for me while you're at it, Stuart, ZL3QR.
ZL1YX and ZL3QR. I'll take Steve, ZL1YX first.
It's getting out of control.
Hello again there, Stuart, here at 57. Nick was 58 to me, home QDH, over. Yeah, nice signals. I'll give you a 5/9.
Okay, so look, yeah, so look, obviously works fine. Nice work, Greg. I'll what we'll do. What shall we do?
Your trip home and 73.
Yeah, I mean nothing kind of beats an actual contact. So that's worked well. So what's my thoughts? Well, there's certainly no problems with the antenna at all. No problems with the construction. It's really nicely put together. No issues with that. The little bullet connectors are a great way of doing that. The ceramic insulators are pretty high, very high quality actually. You don't normally see small ones that are like that. So that's really nice. It's very well put together. The only issue I have with it perhaps right now is that for my masts I would feel a little bit uneasy having that much weight on it. The balun is quite substantial, which is great. So I mean, it's, running 100 watts, fantastic. If you're not running 100 watts, probably a bit of overkill, and not really. I don't really require that much mass. So wire, good quality wire, thick wire again for a more permanent setup. Then this is a great option for a Pota setup or a Pota Sota setup. The stuff that I've been doing generally, it's probably a little bit too heavy. I mean, it's a trade-off, isn't it, between building something that's reliable, which is what this will be, and building something that's portable, which is what I guess I've been using more normally. So where do I see this sitting? I see this as certainly a great field day antenna, or if you are doing wanting something for your alpine fault net type situation where you're probably wanting something a little that you can take that set up for in a semi-permanent way to respond to something, then this is definitely a brilliant option for that. For me, for portable stuff, I don't see myself carrying this around a lot. I do see myself using it though for something like Jock White Field Day, or Lighthouse Weekend, or something like that, where I've got a more substantial mast to attach it to. or if I was somewhere where I knew I was going to have a tree, like, I mean, I you know, if I come and do field day here, then I know I can set it up here, and that's probably what I'll do. But for my smaller telescopic masts, I think I'd personally want something a little bit lighter. And in general, I suppose for most of my Pota stuff, it's no more than the 20 watts I'm using. I don't need to handle that much power. But you know, if that's what you're into, and you prefer to run QRO, and you're wanting, you know, you might do most of your activations from the vehicle, and you've got a good setup for putting an antenna up from the vehicle, it's a fantastic option, very good option, very nicely put together. Nice work, Greg. There you go. And the Ham Shack, I guess a bit of a prototype antenna. That's what it seems like so far. So yeah. Actually, one other thing. I got the 80 meter one made, so you know, Greg made the 80 meter especially for me. I think most people would probably opt for the 40. Now the weight of the 40 is going to be less than the 80. The center part, the ballon part, is going to be the same, but the total length of wire will obviously be shorter, and that additional length does actually add up to an amount of weight. So that may contribute to the overall. Well, obviously contributes to the overall weight of the entire thing. If you were going to get one for yourself, probably the 40 would be fine, and to be able to operate on like 4 bands, 40, 20, 15, 10, you know, with the one antenna would be great. So yeah, and I think probably he would set the resonance for the 40 meter band differently if you were doing a 40 meter antenna. The trouble is, when you're doing a linked dipole, is that any change to anything really impacts on the other bands around it. So a bit tricky to get right. This has been very nicely put together. So and none of these numbers that we have across any of these bands, apart from the 80 meter band at the very edges, would be something where you would need a tuner if you want to use it. And in fact, as far as this radio is concerned, even the 40 meter band, where on, you know, like 7090, which where I was operating just before, the RigExpert thought it was 1.92. The radio thought it was under just over 1. So you know, it's all perfectly good. So yeah, keep that in mind.